Bonjour. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yo, what's up, guys? Natural95 here, and today we're going to be talking about Watch Dogs Legion. This is going to be two videos. First one's going to be on this game, and then I'll switch it up and go on to DLC and play as T-Bone, as you can see here. But other than that, let's jump in. So first off, I wanted to talk about how Watch Dogs Legion is set. Like most games now, it's being set in London, much like Forza. But unfortunately I ain't playing that because I got myself a PS4. But other than that, it's being set in London, more futuristic style, which is how, in my opinion, Watch Dogs should have been. Instead of being a contender to GTA as it was initially thought with this, it's gone for more of a hacky ability kind of style. It's gone like that in the way it should have been, with more hacking, with all the drones and futuristic styling. And as we've seen through some of the trailers, some of the weapons provided and the permadeath system, that's one of the main ideas that gets me sold. So mechanic wise, as we've seen, the idea of parkour styling much similar to that of Watch Dogs 2, as you'll see soon. Compare it to some of the trailers. In a vehicle. But as we've seen, Watch Dogs 2 much more denied as this game was, as where we saw from, when was it, 2013 E3, this was heavily emphasized to be a masterpiece, but sadly became more of a flaw. That's why Watch Dogs 2 wasn't sold as much, which really upsets me because I've pre-ordered both games so far and should hopefully be pre-ordering Watch Dogs Legion soon, the moment it comes out on the PlayStation Store, even though it's set for a March 6th, 2020 release. Let's pick one of these vehicles. I'm not going to buy that. So let's go for the Rosewood. It's a vehicle that I miss. Been playing Watch Dogs 2 a lot recently, trying to get the feel for these controls. The most I've done on this game is played poker. So, in mechanics, compared this Watch Dogs to Watch Dogs 2, this is more simulating driving. As you see, if I sway the car side to side, if I can actually drive there, full left and full right. Not exactly the arcade style that I'm used to in Watch Dogs 2, but gives more liveliness to the city of Chicago. Damage physics seems to be in working order. I do prefer the physics on this compared to Watch Dogs 2, due to the reason of when you hit something, your car doesn't get immediately scratched. Right, so back on the subject of Watch Dogs Legion, we've seen a few trailers on how we expect it to be, but how Watch Dogs was and how Watch Dogs 2 was received, I don't think many people are going to pre-order it, unfortunately. But from what we've seen and what's been done, this should be the intended Watch Dogs. In my personal opinion, this is what Watch Dogs should have been with Watch Dogs Legion. The idea of a permadeath system and how the story will play out because of it. That, and then with the futuristic styling, that's one of the main sellers of what Watch Dogs should have been, rather than run-down cities. I'm saying run-down. Chicago's mostly run-down compared to San Francisco. But, yeah, compared that to what we've got here, where don't get much for hacking-wise, other than that, a few people. I'm not supposed to be parked here, but I don't care. Other than a few people that you can hack here and there. A few devices, if I can speak, like that over there. But the idea of a battery powered system in this, a bit more intuitive, I'd say. Much more reliable in a case, compared to the botnet that we get in Watch Dogs 2. Also with the heavy emphasis, as we've seen in Watch Dogs Legion, of DedSec, we're going to get much more based on the Watch Dogs 2 story, where we had more of an impact on DedSec compared to what we did in this game, where we more or less had DedSec for a way to have our hacking abilities, but wasn't introduced besides of that of Clara. Right, to be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's go visit the niece. If I remember where her grave is. Hang on, so I was ducked down here in the mission, therefore here you go. So let's use my Ubisoft gun, I paid enough money for it. What money? Ubisoft points, there you go. Yeah. 2006, 2012. So rather than this idea of, because when was this? This is meant to be a year like, so this is meant to be 2013 Chicago. Then I believe it was 2016 San Fran. And then Watch Dogs Legion, with the idea of the more futuristic, but before Brexit. It's more of a 2019 mixed with a more, probably a 2030, I'd say, idea.
No. Hey, that guy, he took my wallet.
No, I took your wallet. There you get that done. Oh, there you go, a crime. This is one of the main reasons I miss the old Watch Dogs compared to Watch Dogs 2. This was something that I'm pretty sure most people enjoyed out of the game, just random activities that you could do like this that make you keep playing. Because I know nowadays, being a bit older compared to when I first got this, I always now go playing these types of games in a more realistic standard. I want to quickly concentrate here, see what...
Oh, wait, no!
There you go. Season payments for personal loans. The person who's going to kill was... So you can stop running, Jesus. Right, I give up with that. Right, now that we've done this, let's quit to the main menu. Let's play the DLC version, which, to nowadays standards with Watch Dogs Legion, it kind of represents what Watch Dogs Legion is going to be, with the mix of switching characters, but in less of a confuffled way. Yeah. So let's wait for this to load. Yeah, one benefit in Watch Dogs 2 was the more interactive, more, how would you say it? Creative loading screens. So both of these videos should be going up today, so prepare the next one in a couple minutes, or no, I say a couple hours. If not, it'll be late tomorrow. So as you see here, got T-Bone. So how many street tags? 78. In the current challenge, I placed second. When was this? It's a couple weeks ago, I believe. Yeah. I haven't played this version in a while. Oh, careful of the mic. Because the idea of a rundown city is quite enjoyable. You get a lot more ideas out of it, a lot more room, which is where the crimes come in. Yes, I should have. Yep, there you go, the expensive car. There you go. Could you put it any further? Excuse me, taxi man. Yeah, with Watch Dogs as well, this has just reminded me. The idea of the protector systems becoming more of a vigilante or terrorizing the city, that was a good call for Ubisoft to use. And then you don't get that in Watch Dogs 2, which is unfortunate yet not. Some people like the idea of this system of you want to become more of a protector rather than terrorizing the city, whereas Watch Dogs 2 just blatantly lets you mess around. Other than that, the mechanics in this game, as I was saying before, really nice, really smooth, and the variety of vehicles compared to that of Watch Dogs 2, much better. Other than that, the hacking, minimalistic yet to a degreeing standard of understandable. A nice large city with minor problems and very, well, confusing controls, but nice once you get used to them, like the use of R2 or RT on Xbox for using the run mechanic, and then using circle or B on an Xbox for the climbing slash parkour style. I'm driving through here. But these small areas which you can go through. It's more of a challenge in this game where you just try not to hurt anyone, but still have fun by doing so. So I don't believe on this version, hang on, if I find out, this version you don't have to worry about reputation. No, this version, oh no, never mind. I'm already on Vigilante. It's a bit more confusing when you're playing as T-Bone, because he, with the 2003 attack, you wouldn't expect him to be like Aiden, trying to protect the city. He's not seeking out for crime, he's more on the idea of stopping other hacker groups such as Default, who was much of a better villain in a game, antagonist if you will, for this game, compared to that of Dushan in Watch Dogs 2. other than that, I think if I can quickly go on the motorbike physics, this will conclude the Watch Dogs 1 side of things, and then we can mess around with Watch Dogs 2 and compare that to Watch Dogs Legion, as it seems they're basing more of the Watch Dogs 2 engine compared to this on Watch Dogs 1, especially with the idea of parkour mechanics. As said, the parkour mechanics are much similar to that of Watch Dogs 2's, as we've seen through trailers, and the weapon variety is more futuristic, which is what they did with Watch Dogs 2 with the DLC. There was no compromise, I believe, added. The shotgun that blasted objects a few distances, which sort of gave away what we was intending for with the upcoming release of Watch Dogs Legion. Yeah, a motorbike is more of a realistic standard with the drag that you get out, the wider turning circle of what you expect from a real motorbike, and the smoking physics much to a realistic standard with the exhaust smoking, and as well as the engine bay. The weapon wheel could have been more improved, in my opinion. Make it a little less complicated, such as, here you go, mixing SMGs with the pistols, as well as having other SMGs mixed in with assault rifles and heavy machinery, which could have been slotted in with the sniper rifles and grenade launchers. Could craft, but I'm not going to. Oh yeah, as well as the D12 deserving of more of a pistol style, in my opinion. As if I select it and go here, here you go, more of a one-handed shotgun. And this, in my opinion, is easily the greatest weapon in this game, only for the reason that it's a shotgun, which is my personal taste in guns, as well as using it in a one-handed format. So I think that'll do it for this. I would sign out with a dance, but sadly this game doesn't do that. We'll sign out with man tying his shoelace. Man? Woman? What's your name? Sabrina. You're a survivalist. Let's end it off by terrorizing the citizens of Chicago. Everybody run. Find the cops, I'm leaving anyway.
What is your emergency?
Bad.
Yo, you better get the police.
L8r Retro.